Valley Club, there's a brand new promo code for you and a brand new Cosmic Crucible Tournament going on today. We got some pretty major changes happening to Captain Sam, and a bug with Hercules was addressed. There's a lot more going on this week. We're discussing it all in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. Joining me this week, all the way from the Shire of America, is my brother Dulom. And if you're ready for all these topics and more, then brother Dulom, let him know what to do.
Let's go smash it, brother.
Oh yeah, welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin, this is Dulom, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this every single week, keeping you updated on everything that has happened and is upcoming in Marvel Strike Force. And if you get some value from this video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell for even more Marvel Strike Force content and minimum of 5 Marvel Strike Force videos every single week on the channel. But how are you doing, brother Dulom? It has been a while. You're looking fantastic. I think this is the first time we talked in 2025.
It is. First time I got the green screen too. We're moving up in the world. I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I am doing great. Look at your background from America, the American Shire. I love it. So how has been your enjoyment this week in Marvel Strike Force, despite the many bugs of the game?
Yeah, it's been interesting. I have kind of two sides of the coin. One side, I'm happy I'm in the Cosmic Crucible 32, which some people are not, which is definitely frustrating for them. So I feel for them. But on one side, I'm enjoying the kind of fresh take on Cosmic Crucible. I'm actually liking the 3 rooms. It's really interesting. There's been a lot of theory crafting. There's been a lot of moving around. I've been trying to use Phoenix Force and pushing them to their limit at the free-to-play level and seeing how much they can really do. So it's interesting to do that. But I've been having a lot of fun.
Nice. I have as well. I do like the reduced time frame of these teams and everything like that. But yeah, we got a Cosmic Crucible tournament going on. It may be going on as you're watching this video, and there's going to be some promo codes. So there's going to be some promo codes for everybody. There is going to be one code going out 1 p.m. Pacific. Everybody's going to get 3 million gold, 100 power cores, 2 p.m. Pacific. There's going to be another code going out. L3 training modules. I'm not sure how many. I can't remember how many. I think there's 200 of them.
Yeah,
there's going to be 100 of these purple ISO 8 ions. So some really good stuff there. And also, Valley Club, there are going to be 3 random winners picked for each person's stream. So there's going to be 8 envoys, 3 winners from each stream total. So 24 total winners. And what you're going to get for that is something similar to that we got from the QR code. It's going to be 3 million gold, 100 power cores. It's going to be 200 of these L3 training modules, not just 300. But before we discuss this, I do want to give this QR code a shout out to the QR code again. Make sure you screenshot this. And then when you go and make sure you select open in Marvel Strike Force, you have to hold this down, select open this in Marvel Strike Force on your mobile device, and you will get this as you open the game. 3 million gold, 100 power cores, and then 300 of these L3 training modules. So lots of gifts. What do you think of all these gifts and this Cosmic Crucible tournament?
Oh man, you know I'm a sucker for the tournament. I love it. The Crucible is my go-to, so I love being able to go against everybody that I know. You know, when we get matched up in the real game against people we know, we're like hoping to get matched up and hoping we can find each other. So I always love doing this. It's super fun, and I love the codes, man. Free stuff is free stuff. We love bonus stuff, and all you got to do is watch your favorite content creator. So that's not too hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, for those free ones, you don't even have to watch, you know.
Exactly, that's true.
The code ones, you can come in, but you should watch. Come in, get the codes, go to our streams. Both of us are in this tournament. Now, we got 3 Alliance members in the tournament.
We do.
Zero Cool Gamer and myself. Others also in there, Mobile Gamer, Dorky Dad, Dossier, T-Dub, and Bendable Straws. I'm going to root for our Alliance. I'm rooting for either you, Zero, or myself to win. Now, let me ask you, if you do win, what is going to be your new code that you're going to have for season 13 or the new season 13 coming over? 14 coming up,
yeah.
not
So
13.
for the room rules, I'm gonna definitely talk a lot. It's from what I understand, it's a little bit of a different process now from when I won the first one. So I'm curious what I'm able to put in and see what they're able to figure out, because I have some pretty crazy ideas if they have the tech limitations to pull it off. I want to do a really cool room. I've got a couple ideas brewing already.
All right. I want to put you on a spot here. Even if they don't have the technical limitations, what is probably your favorite or craziest idea that you would like to see if you end up winning?
There's a couple, like speed is completely reversed. So the slowest characters go first, the fastest characters go last.
Okay.
Something like that would be really interesting. I doubt we'll ever be able to pull that off. I feel like just having characters that each class, you know, we have protectors, protectors, we have controllers, all that kind of stuff. If each class did something unique in that room, so like controllers get 200% more damage, protectors get 500% more health, whatever it is, all these kind of things. So you come in with a big super team of the best protector, the best support, the best controller to try to beat their team. So I feel like that could be really, really interesting, leaning on the class side of things. I think that would be really, really cool.
Kind of like a room 1, leaning on the class. I mean, ISO 8 is room 1, but the class would be.
So instead of the ISO
cool,
8 going actually to the classes of what the characters are, so you can create like a super team, because the horsemen with APOC are one of each class, right? Yeah. So I thought that would have been really cool, like back in the day when horsemen were meta. That could have been awesome. But I feel like there's so many options now that would be really cool to do that.
I do feel that one they would have the tech to do that, so that would be a cool one. Yeah, and as if I'm going to put it out to the community, and I think most people will put it out to the community as well. But there's some really cool suggestions. I like this. But the tournament going on right now, the Ultimate 32. If you are in this, I think it's pretty fun. I do like the reduced time frame. I'm not doing very well though. I think I'm 1-3 after today. How are you doing in this?
I won today, so I'm 3-1 now.
Oh man,
but
nice.
My bracket's rough though. I've got like 5 people that are level 105. Like 3 of them are over 300 million TCP. So I've dodged all of them so far. Lord willing, I'm gonna dodge them again in round 5, but I don't know. I can potentially go against OG Diamond Dave, who is part of our alliance as well. And he's like, if I go against you, I'm going full defense. Oh, good. Lovely. Can't wait.
Well, that's what you get for winning too much. You get those kind of players that have the fighters. So these new
I like the
rules,
challenge, though.
These new rules. What do you like these new rules that we have? They're 4 special abilities cost 4 more, ultimate abilities cost 4 less. We also have the X-Men Uncanny Avenger room, kind of a nothing room. And then lots of barrier, the turtle shell in room 3. Which is your favorite and which is giving you the most problems?
Yeah, so I have 3 different opinions on each room. So for the first room, I like it the most.
Wait, hold on. You got 3 on each room?
No, so one for each. So for room 1, I like it the most because it changes everything the most. I think the room would be way better if Kahori just didn't exist, because it's just pretty much the Kahori on offense or Kahori on defense room right now, because she's just nuts there. I really like special abilities changing that much and ultimates changing that much. I think that's awesome. Things like Mephisto ult being on a 2-turn cooldown, Super Scroll ult 2-turn cooldown, that's just game changing. So I love that. Room number 2, I think that should be a global rule and not like an actual specific room rule. Like if that was a global rule, that would be so cool, having that in every single room and then adding rules on top of it. So 2 has been kind of a nothing burger. And then 3, I feel like is kind of a half room. I feel like the max barrier and the damage should be one part of it. And then there should be other rules on top of it that would make it a little bit more interesting, because as of right now, it's just, hey, put new characters in 3. If not, Night Stalkers are just going to run over it because they're a fast team with new stats that just hit super, super hard. So I do like the inventiveness of it. I don't want to see just 3 rooms permanently. I think it needs to go back to 6 with how big our rosters are getting and stuff like that. But I liked the shaking it up. I think it was fun.
All right, now previously in the 2025 roadmap, they did say they want to shake up things with Cosmic Crucible. They went smaller with this one. Do you think they're going to go bigger? So maybe 8 rooms in the future. And would that be problematic, having that many teams that you need on defense and on offense?
I think it would be problematic for early to mid game, because it's kind of like war where you need 10 defenses and it's rough because, you know, you need 20 teams to do war effectively. I feel like it would start pushing into that. Selfishly, I think 8 rooms would be really fun, because it would really start stretching our offense out thin again, because we just got Immortal. Old Man Logan's on offense now. Cabal's still a pretty good win button. We need more options to spread our opponents thin, which I've noticed is the big complaint about the tournament for late game players is it's all in one room and you could 5-sack it and then clear it. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be curious to see if they do like, hey, Masters and up have 8 rooms and everybody else has 6 rooms, to start changing it up a little bit. That could be interesting, but I really hope they start changing the landscape of Crucible. I think that would be awesome for the game.
Oh, well, there's kind of a mixed feeling from the community. Some people liking the 3 rooms, some people not liking the 3 rooms. Yep. The good thing is, if you do like these 3 rooms, it's coming back next week. It's coming back next week because it was bugged. Some people did not even get match made in this, and we're not even able to participate in this tournament. So it's coming back next week. So what they said in this announcement, there was an issue with the matchmaking Ultimate 32 Cosmic Crucible season where some players were not placed into a match. They're taking the following actions here. Compensation of the weekly rewards plus the season rewards for this season being missed. Compensation of points for the mental mastery event, compensation of points for the Omega training event based on your yellow star progression made for Gene Grade by Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific. So that is tomorrow when the first Ultimate 32 had concluded. Sending out a calendar soon to all players who qualify for Cosmic Crucible with materials that help you continue to level up. So if you're in and I'm in, are we getting some of these rewards as well in addition to this calendar, or is this just for people that did not get matchmade? Because I thought everybody's getting rewards. As I'm reading this, wondering if it's just the players that got affected by this.
I think it's just the players that got affected by it, since the CC rewards for the league rewards people would not get. I'm assuming they'll still get the season rewards. To my knowledge, I would assume they get that, but the league rewards you wouldn't get. So you wouldn't get those diamond orbs, and you wouldn't get that newly added experience points as well. That is a really big, like that's a fourth of a level. Like it takes 44,000 to get leveled up. Like that's a fourth of a level. That's a lot. That's big right there. So being able to make sure people get that is super important.
Yeah. Now they say that it's coming back next week. Do you think that these rewards will be back? The extra experience will be back next week?
I hope this stays forever. Honestly, I hope this is a way to spice up the Crucible rewards, and it gets newer players getting more XP faster, and then it also encourages people to be higher in Crucible. And I think once a lot more people have reached level 105, they should put something else in here on top of the XP, because we need things that make this look better. Because just having these kind of rewards are not worth it. The currency we don't use, the Master Diamond Orbs are good, but they're okay. But we need something else to spice this up other than just, hey, Crucible is fun.
I mean, not just Crucible. We could talk about every store. War, I don't really spend a lot of stuff. Arena, just pretty much training mats. Raid has been outdated for a long time.
I looked at the War and the Crucible store for the second time today in probably 3 months because they added Blade and Oath. That's the only reason I look at them. And the second they're 7 stars, I will never look at those stores again. And I will just, that's it. I just won't go back to it because there's no need.
Yeah, the stores have not been updated in a while, and it's kind of a problem because as soon as they add anything, everybody gets all the stuff, and then it's the same problem again. But yeah, hopefully that's something that's solved. I mean, that's been an issue for a while. I think all of us have made videos on it, that particular issue. So hopefully they look at that, address that. Now, as far as the efficiency in the Cosmic Crucible Tournament, the Ultimate 32, instead of 3 attacks, you have 6 attacks per room. And what happened as far as efficiency scoring, it was not changed. So the efficiency scoring is still based on 3 attacks. It's not going to change for this week. So basically, after your first attack, you're getting full 800 points. If you do 2 attacks, 400 points. 3 attacks, 0 points, which is fine for 3 attacks. But then on your 4th attack, 0 points. 5th attack, 0 points. So 6 attacks or 3 attacks, it's basically the same score. It's not going to change this week. It's going to change next week, hopefully. There's going to have a second Ultimate 32 starting next Tuesday. The season rewards for this week and a payout for a new leaderboard will begin for the last tournament starting next Tuesday. So are they going to run this twice? I mean, the new season 13 and this Ultimate 32, because technically there would only be 1 day of overlap. If we started Sunday, Monday, Tuesday would have the normal Cosmic Crucible season 13, the Ultimate 32. The rest of the week we have the Ultimate 32. What do you think is going to happen? They're going to delay season 13, or we're going to have 2 Cosmic Crucibles on Tuesday and then 1 every other day of the week?
Yeah, I'm assuming they're delaying it because I don't think they have the UI set up to have 2 Crucibles running at once. So like, let's say for that day on Tuesday where both of the Crucibles, when you click into Crucible, it just goes into your bracket. You don't choose, hey, I want to do season 13 Crucible or Ultimate 32 Crucible for like a choice between the 2. So I don't know if they're going to even be able to pull that off, or like putting people in 2 different brackets simultaneously. I don't know if that's going to be able to work. So I highly doubt they're going to run them simultaneously, and season 13 will just be pushed back a week.
That's a good point. I didn't think of the tech that they have. And, you know,
the issue here though is then there's no time in between the seasons though, because then Ultimate 32 starting on Tuesday, it will end on Sunday, and then season 13 will start on Sunday right when Ultimate 32 ends. So there's no gap to set your defenses, see the rooms, do everything you need to do. So
the defensive room's true.
That's the interesting thing.
So it has to be delayed. It has to be delayed. All right. So. Ultimate 32 coming next week, 3 rooms, and then we'll get this season 13. Now, season 13, these are the rules that we're going to use on the tournament today. So if you're watching this, come over to the live stream. It's going to be, again, the 12 p.m. Pacific to 3 p.m. Pacific. And as far as these rules, the new global rules, absolute A-force, piercing damage, they'll gain offense up. Doesn't seem like too big of a global rule, which I guess is a good thing. What do you think of this global rule?
It's okay. I don't think it's super impactful unless this really affects Kahori, because piercing damage is really good. But I mean, it's Kahori and 4 idiots on the A-Force team. That's all the A-Force team is. It's Kahori. So I think it's just going to be you're putting Kahori with 3 or 4 big hitters, and then that's it. The same thing we've kind of been doing lately. So the global rule is kind of meh, honestly.
It seems like that. I think that's an okay thing. I don't think it's bad. It's kind of meh. All right, stage 1, room 1. We've had this before, or if not, we've had something very similar before. Striker character, successful attack, apply bleed. Raider and skirmisher characters on a successful attack. That target has bleed. Perform an ISO 8 attack against that target. Seems like a pretty standard room. Have we had this before? Have we had something similar? I don't remember exactly.
I think we've had something similar. I don't think we've had the second part of that, the Raider and Skirmisher part. I think that's different. What's interesting though is going to be seeing if someone like Spider-Man Noir, when he ults and puts out bleeds himself, if he's a Raider and Skirmisher, if he's going to double hit or not. It's my understanding that it will. I asked the developers and they said it's their understanding that it will as well. So I'll be interested to see how that works. I feel like people are going to be throwing Old Man Logan in here, maybe like Secret Defenders, because Robbie does so well with bleeds. Like there's just a lot of bleed stuff that goes on that I could see definitely like Old Man Logan being in here for sure.
I went with kind of remarks for money for the first round of Cosmic Crucible. What did you do? Old Man Logan, or did you lean into more of the Robbie for this one?
I'm doing Liberty actually. I'm doing full Liberty in here because they do a lot with clearing bleeds and clearing negative effects with I think it's Joaquin's passive, or it's I can't remember whose passive it is, but every time they do an attack or they get hit, they clear a negative effect and put it to a positive effect. So those bleeds could end up stacking as positive effects, which change your regens. So that would be really helpful for that team. So I think it would be pretty interesting.
Okay. Sounds good. I placed mine in a different room, my Liberty team. Spec Ops, stage 2, on successful dodge, gain stealth. Characters with stealth gain 20% damage. I think we just had this last round. For me, for the tournament, just push that Spider Society here. They may or may not be the best for this room, but every time I see dodge and more than stealth, I think Spider Society.
Yeah, for this one, I put a blank room. I think I put Illuminati in here. With Odin. So this is just kind of a meh room. The problem with this is on successful dodge. So if you're putting a lot of dodgers in there, Dokken is from his passive. When people get dodge, you get 60% speed. So Dokken could just absolutely shred pretty much every team in here if they're actually using it. And then Dokken just deletes everybody.
Not my Dokken, because he's on defense.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Stage 3 momentum. We might have to switch him after the first round though. But stage 3 momentum. All characters, special abilities cost 2 more, ultimate abilities cost 2 less. So kind of like a mini version of room 1 in the Ultimate 32 right now. Also, when a character dies, all characters gain 1 ability energy. I don't remember what I used in this room. I think I used Annihilators and Kahori and Mephisto in this room.
Yep, I did Annihilators and Kahori as well. I don't think I did Mephisto, but I did Annihilators, Kahori, and I think Ms. Marvel Classic, if I'm not mistaken, because she's still good with the charges. But that room's going to be Kahori again. It's just like room 1 now for the U32. That's just not on steroids. So,
all right, Resolve stage 4. On death, allies gain defense up, and on death, apply trauma to all enemies. I went with Undying here. What did you do?
Oh, okay. This one I ended up doing Mighty Avengers, just new stats. I don't think the room rules are going to be too impactful. I know a lot of people were like, oh, just put like Undying in here so a Greg dies and then you put trauma and stuff like that.
I'm hoping that. And then I put Ares too, so they'll have no safeguard and maybe a bunch of traumas. Maybe that'll screw somebody up. That was my thought process there.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if this room gets leaned into a lot or not, because just Hela is such a liability sometimes because of Eternals, New Warriors. There's so much liability that comes with Hela being on defense anywhere, or Hive Mind too.
We'll see. That might be the wrong way to go for this room, but we'll see. All right, Resurrection Protocols, mutant characters on spawn, gain revive once and immunity. I didn't think too much into this room. I just went with Extreme Rogue. What did you do with this?
Yeah, I did 3-piece Extreme. I did Gambit Rogue and Forge, and then I did Shadow King and the new Emma. Shadow King is a mutant, so he's got new stats with a revive. Could be pretty interesting for him.
All right, I'm gonna keep my room just because that's what I already placed. But I think for the second and third round, that sounds better than what I have on defense right now.
Yeah. Shadow King's just really good, especially at 7/7.
Yeah, he is so annoying to try to beat him when he's on defense in Cosmic Crucible. All right, and stage 6, Charging Power. All characters on spawn gain 5 ultimate ability energy, and on ultimate ability use, ability to block to all allies. I didn't know what to do here. This is where I placed my Liberty.
Okay, gotcha. So for this one, I ended up doing Superior 6, and then I threw in Super Scroll as well. Ooh, Super Scroll ults turn 1, but he won't put ability block on Superior 6 allies because Green Goblin Classic will have the charges. So he literally won't ability block his allies. So, and then Green Goblin ults, he won't ability block his allies until he's out of charges. So that is going to be interesting. I'm not a fan of losing Superior 6 to defense, but that was the only team that I looked at and went, oof, this could be rough. So that would be pretty interesting.
I like that better too, but just because I'm going to leave my team and then maybe change that up at day 2 and day 3. But yeah, I like your room 5 and room 6 better than what I have right now. All right, let's talk about the new character that's coming, or he's here right now, the Cosmic Crucible character, Omega Red Phoenix Force. What are your thoughts on this character now that you have a few days of Cosmic Crucible under your belt? Did you unlock this character before your day 1 in Cosmic Crucible?
No, so I didn't buy him. I unlocked him when Kyln came out, and I got him at 4 yellow, 2 red, super easy. He is really good.
So you must have played yours on Sunday, because I waited till Monday, I did the Kyln, and then I did the first Cosmic Crucible. Okay.
Yeah. So he's really, really good. I've almost one-shot Odin Illuminati a couple times with him, Phoenix, like Black Knight, APOC, and Nightcrawler. And it's come close a couple times. And it's just, if I had that extra star, whatever it is, he is going to be a menace for those people that really invest in him. And when he gets up to level 105, he is going to be really, really, really good. He's got an incredible kit. His special's unavoidable. His ult hits like a truck. And Phoenix got a really good rework as well. All
right, my experience with him was pretty disappointing for the first 3 days.
Interesting.
Did not win at all. But I was using him against the Odin Illuminati. Used a little different comp today and beat that Odin Illuminati team with a pre-taunt. So man, very, very good. Even at this low 4-star, 1 red star level, still pretty good. So I think the first 3 days I just wasn't using him right. I think he is going to be a good character. Today, he made his presence felt a lot more than he did the previous days. So.
Nice.
So I like him. What do you think for the future of this team? Is this the next? Is this like the undying of Cosmic Crucible, and are we gonna get another one every year?
I hope so, honestly, and I really hope they stay with the same strategy of release method. I have seen nothing but positive things regarding his release method and how this works. It'll be interesting to see how they continue to make this team better. And I think that was one of the funnest things about Undying, is seeing how they add to the team to make them better. Then they got the pre-taunter with Zuggs, and then they got the turn meter controller and just all out damage in Scarlet Witch. And I love seeing like the team evolve and slowly get beefier and beefier and beefier, because obviously 2-piece Undying originally was like, they're okay, they're not bad, they're pretty cool, I like it, they're good, yeah. And then Zuggs came out and it was like, oh, these people are pretty nuts. And then Scarlet Witch came out and it was like, oh, they're one-shotting Mephisto in war, they're nasty, let's do it. So like, I love seeing that progression, especially in Cosmic Crucible. So I'm genuinely curious to see which direction they go with this team.
The timing of it is very cool as well, because right as soon as the team falls, sorting the fall out of the meta, it gets forgotten about, another character comes out, brings that whole team back, they get some new updated stats, and then now they're back in the meta. So I'm looking forward to this Phoenix Force doing that in Cosmic Crucible. Already very, very strong, even this low star level. And it's a free release method. Let's talk about that. Kyln Tower. Way different than the release method for, what is his name? Captain Britain. What do you think of this release event? Kyln Tower, Forge and Fire. Everybody, if you're level 70 and can play this, can get a free, at least a 2-star Omega Red. Yep. If you have higher powered characters, a larger roster, you could get a 3 or a 4-star Omega Red at the 4-star. What do you think of this as a release method?
I think this is perfect. Honestly, I think this is as good as you can get it, while being fair to the people who decide to spend money on the character and want their advantage because they're spenders, but also not limiting it to, hey, you still at least have the option to use him. He's not going to be anywhere near as good, but you're not just going, hey, unless you spent $300 on Illuminati, you're not getting Captain Britain. That felt bad. This shows that that they're listening, that they're changing their tactics, that they're making it so the kit is way more based on stats, because his passive steals like 2% health of his max health. His basic does his own max health. So like, he is very stat dependent, but he's still a powerhouse, even at 4 yellow, 2 red that I'm using him at. This is how they should release every single epic character from now on. This is the way they should do it. This is perfect. There is nothing they need to change for this. And now I see a lot of people complaining about purple ISO, which I understand. I think that's a little messed up, because the only game mode to get purple ISO reliably is Battle World, and that doesn't exist currently. So other than war and the milestone rewards and stuff like that. So I wish they had a clearer path on how to get purple ISO to make sure we were prepared for this, because I see some people complaining about that. But overall, that's the only complaint I've seen.
Yeah, I think it's more of a complaint about Battle World, because that Battle World, we were supposed to be getting the purple ISO 8. I mean, even if you think of Odin, I don't think we were supposed to get Dark Dimension 8 in Odin, but I think that got pushed up because of the delay of Battle Worlds. And now we don't have Battle World. We don't have a steady income of purple ISO 8. If we did, this would have been even more perfect, because everybody would get access to this stuff. Now, as far as, let's talk about the rewards before we go to the difficulty. What did you think of these rewards? Pretty generous, in my opinion. I saw some comments on Reddit like, well, are these real? Is this bugged? Because this is pretty generous. What do you think of this reward? Gold, we have some of these Omega Red Crimson Orb fragments, training mats, purple ISO 8 in this stuff. What did you think of this? Was this what you were expecting, more than what you were thinking, or were you expecting this to be way more generous?
Outside of the shards, I thought everything would probably be like halved, maybe quartered. I thought this was really generous. Like, they gave us like, I think 15 million gold worth of training mats and gold to use. And with a level cap increase, that's a commodity. Like, everybody needs gold right now. So that's awesome. The 4-star unlock for Omega Red, I never expected. I thought at most they'd do 3-star. But a 4-star unlock, if you're able to finish it, the red gear, the purple ISO, I know some people are still hurting from purple ISO like we talked about. So that's awesome as well. That can push them through to get Odin, make sure that they're able to even participate in the last levels of Kyln. So I mean, I thought the rewards were very generous, very fair. I thought they were great.
I did as well. What did you think about the difficulty? Because I was like, oh man, there's some characters that I need to upgrade. You know what? Let me just wait. Let me wait on upgrading the characters. Let me go see how difficult it was, and it was actually pretty easy, which is a mixed bag, right? Because end game players, we want hard content. The frozen dimension, I know people hated that, but I kind of like that. I like that it was hard. But I know not everybody's roster is capable of that. So where do you find a balance in the difficulty? Do you think this was appropriate difficulty, or do you think maybe Cell 20 could have been a little harder, or maybe give like 5 more floors, nothing related to Omega Red, just some bonuses so we could have some harder content, and then if everybody will still get the 4-star unlock for Omega Red? What do you think would have been the best difficulty options, or do you think this was like a perfect difficulty option?
I think for gameplay wise, it was obviously a little easy for super late game players. Storm was deleting everybody with her ult. Old Man Logan, Nightcrawler, the combo there was just insane. I think in general, for a release on a character that you know is not going to be released any other way for a while because he's epic, I think this is perfect difficulty wise. I think it would be a cool idea if even just there's an extra 5 nodes of just, hey, these nodes suck. Good luck. If you can beat it, you get a cool frame, you get whatever it is, right? And that's what they did with the cataclysmic, the cataclysm, the temporal cataclysm or whatever they did with the super hard one. Do stuff like that, man. Make us want to play your game more, even if it's not for rewards that boost our roster past others. Give us cosmetic stuff. I know a lot of people like that MODOK head that they were giving out, stuff like that. It's fun. It's fun stuff like that. But I think the difficulty to unlock an epic character, I think it was honestly near perfect. I think it was almost perfect. It may be a little bit harder, but I think honestly it's better to undershoot it than overshoot it and have to either change it or deal with the backlash saying, hey, sell 20 is impossible unless you have 3 diamonds on everybody.
Yeah, I agree. With this being such a long-standing game, going on 6 years, I think. Yeah. There's a wide range of players, new players, mid-game players, and end-game players, all sorts of rosters. So I think this was a good thing to allow that release. But I do want harder content as well. Yeah. So I would have liked the 5 more floors just for some cosmetics, just for something I could play. Nothing that gives me a gameplay advantage, but just something that I could play as some harder content for. So that'd be cool. I will say I have had a couple people. We've had some newer people in Twitch coming in, newer accounts and stuff like that. People are like, "Hey, I'm level 75. I was able to unlock him," and I'm like, "Dude, that's awesome. That's incredible." They're like, "Yep, I got to floor 13. At floor 14, they all turned to like gear 17, gear 18. I have no chance of beating it, but I still got the character, so I feel good. I don't feel bad about this. I feel great." And I'm like, that is how you're supposed to make people feel. That is awesome, and that shows they're listening. Let me ask you about the 2 new characters, though. I think you pretty much need Kahori for cell 17. Did you need Jean or Hercules for any of these floors, 18, 19, and 20? Because I don't think I used them.
I know I
didn't use them on 19 and 20.
I don't remember using Jean. I remember using Nightcrawler, Old Man Logan, and Storm, and just shredding every node. And I never touched Hercules for any other node either. I never used Hercules at all. I never had to use him. And then the only thing I used was Kahori and the 2 reworks from Absolute A-Force. But my Kahori is 2 diamond because I cored her a decent amount, and I put all of those extra orbs that we were getting. Every 20 orbs, we got 1 extra. I put all of those into Kahori because of how good she is. So that could have been a factor of Kahori just carrying because she was 2 diamond.
No, mine's is like a 6
really?
Star, right? And Kahori smashed everything.
Really?
So.
Yeah.
I think Kahori's just good. Kahori's just good.
Yeah, I think it was just Kahori, and 2 reworks was great. So people who didn't have Medusa or Ms. Marvel Classic didn't struggle that much. Like, I think this was really, really good. I think the only bottleneck was that purple ISO, which purple ISO's been out for a good amount of time now. That's a fair bottleneck. I just think there's no good, clear way to unlock purple ISO right now, which is the only frustration I've seen.
Yeah, and I think that's more of a criticism Battle World than this actual Kyln.
Absolutely. Completely agree.
All right, let's move on to some new farmable characters. Blade went to the Cosmic Crucible store, and it says his diamonds around. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Oath went to the War store. Man-Thing featured a Spotlight, Raid Orb. What do you think of these new farmable locations?
I think the Spotlight Raid Orb is great. I think that's an instant 7-star for a lot of people that are doing the higher Spotlight raids. So that's awesome. I think that's really great. I think it was a little unfortunate, which is something that they chose to do. They gave us that 310 Man-Thing shards for free, and then they put them in the easiest place to farm. So I think
that was 100% on purpose. The other one that we got was Sentinel, and Sentinel was the other character to Spotlight. That was not an accident. That was not like,
little unhappy about that, because that was a concerted effort that they did. So like when Man-Thing went to the Spotlight Orb, I needed 11 shards to bring him up to 7. So like I didn't even need that much. Oath in the War store, fine. It's a little cluttered, but that's going to be how it is.
She's the toughest one. She was the toughest one to get shards for in the beginning, and now she goes to the toughest place. So that's the character that's going to be toughest for us.
And then Blade in the Crucible store, I think is good. It's just hard for newer players who are trying to get like Black Knight. I think Nightcrawler's in there. There's a lot of really good characters in the Crucible store. Black Knight,
though, you could get from the web claims if you have Mr.
Oh,
Negative,
true. That's right. He's the web claim now. That's right.
Yeah.
So you can slow farm him now.
And then when you're done with that, you get Zombie Juggernaut, which is cool as well. So what did that make any difference for your Zombie Juggernaut? I forgot to even put that in a news topic. So let me talk about that real quick.
I think I need another like 11 days to get him to 7. So this is helping me. So I definitely will benefit from it. Zombie Juggernaut's a great character. He's a cool pre-taunt. I've enjoyed using him, so it'll be nice to be able to finally get him up.
35 shards a day, 35 shards every week just for doing nothing. You just get them for free. So that's a good thing. So let's talk about this Blade. It says Blade character shards now available in the Cosmic Crucible store for elite credits. However, not diamond promotions for Blade. It was supposed to be there. It's mentioned in this in-game message. It's mentioned in the blog post, but if we go back in game and check out Blade, we'll see that there's nothing there for his elite store. So what do you think happened here? Do you think that this is just a bug? It's just an error on their part? Do you think that maybe they wanted to hold it off more? Or what do you think is going on here? Because if we go to find here, it takes a while. It should be elite right there. It is not in the elite store. So what do you think happened here? Bug, something that they're trying to delay? What is that?
So they already did delay him. So this is after the delay. Because remember, so whenever they do leaderboards.
This is post delay.
Yeah, so after they do the leaderboards, at 4 months is when the diamonds are supposed to be available. And that's what they've said is they're available when the tune becomes farmable, which is fine, right? Yeah. So this is the 4-month mark. It needs to be farmable now. The delay was already there because normally it's 2 months after the initial release of a character that diamonds go in, as long as they didn't do an auction for them. So him not being there is just a problem. It's just not a good thing. He needs to be there.
Okay. Next thing. Since we got these new characters farmable, Sentinel went to the Arena Orb, Ancient One and Emma Frost added to the bumps and elite store. Did you open any of your premium or mega orbs, or are you still hoarding all those?
Nope, still hoarding them. I think Astral has no use for me being bigger. There's no Battle World, which is their best game mode. A lot of their buffs go to War as well, and we got all the Awaken abilities for the reworks and stuff like that, except for SK. But I don't really care about War, so anytime I've seen them anywhere, I haven't cared. Honestly, it's just meh.
They're a pretty tough defense in Cosmic Crucible. They take a real team to beat. You can't beat them, but they take a real meta team to beat.
Yeah, they're good because of stats, and I think that's the biggest thing is their stats make them look better than they really are. And I feel like once we really start normalizing these new stats, and it's just all the teams that we are using that are in the meta are new stats, I think they are really going to fall out of favor super fast. I think they are going to drop hard. And that's unfortunate because they're a really cool team. The possession mechanic is an all new mechanic they've never done. Like the team is really fun to play. Strange with all that revive. You never know when it's going to go off, and it's always scary.
He is
like
so
it's a
slow,
fun team.
Dulam Strange is so slow. Like I just need Strange. I could just win this battle, and he doesn't take a turn. Like Strange, come on. Oh, Strange is dead. Damn it.
Yeah. He is slow.
But they're a fun team, but Strange is slow.
They are. Yeah, but that's the whole team is just so slow. The whole team is just really, really slow. But I mean, they're a cool team. But again, if their main game mode is not here, what's the incentive to want to push for them?
Yeah, I haven't built up too much of them since then. Other than Shadow King, because he's good in a lot of game modes. But the other ones haven't really built up, and I haven't farmed them much yet. There is an issue with the Spotlight Raid Orbs. Lots of issues right here. So Pathfinder said this yesterday. Earlier today, Spotlight Raid Orb Arena Orb changes were slightly delayed, resulting in some players opening orbs. There was no increased drop rate for Man-Thing and Sentinel. We've identified those affected players sending the following as compensation. For every Sentinel shard the player received, the Spotlight Raid was outdated. Will give an equal quantity of Man-Thing shards. For every Sasquatch shard the player received, the Arena Orb was outdated. Will give an equal amount of Sentinel shards. So I did get some compensation for this. I got 250 Man-Thing shards, which just pretty much went to the Ultimate Orb. I got so many of those Spotlight Raid Orbs, it didn't really make too much difference for me. What did you think of this solution for their issues, though?
I thought this was a good solution. I thought this was pretty fair. I think the only thing that kind of is messed up a little bit is people are like, well, I'm out of Spotlight Orbs now because I blew all of them. And I didn't need to blow all of them. It's like, well, you still made that decision. You still made the decision to blow all of them, whether Man-Thing was in there or not. But I think this was a fair compensation. I also like that they did the Arena Orb compensation as well because of the secondary moving of Sentinel to the Arena Orb. I think that was also fair because I didn't think about that originally because I had Sasquatch and Sentinel maxed out for a while already. So I thought that was really nice. I thought that was fair, and I think this was the best way they could have compensated. So I think it worked out well.
Yeah, it caused me to open a few more Spotlight Raid Orbs than I needed to, but like I said, I got so many of those.
600, dude. Yeah, I don't need it. I don't need them at all. Like, not at all. Not at all.
I know some players just suck for it because they're very low on Spotlight Raid Orbs, but I think for the majority of players, it's not a huge issue.
Yeah.
But there is a stat, kind of a nerf, kind of a just a upgrade, making it work how it should be. But what they say, Captain America, Captain Sam's rework, we removed the 40% max health bonus that applied to himself on his passive, Captain's Legacy. We baked that into stat calculations. The change to his stat calculation was improperly went live earlier than intended, which caused his max health to appear to drop when the change to his character kit got updated. The current in-game health is his current health. What did you think of this? I do have some responses from chat on this. I know you made a video about it. So what is your take on this change for Captain Sam?
It's interesting because people were saying, oh, well, you should have known this was coming because it was erroneously in his kit. You should have known that. I'm like, okay, I didn't study his kit and I shouldn't have known what was wrong or right in his kit. They made a mistake and they made Captain America Sam from an S tier tank at 16 million health, a beefy character, to just average and kind of meh now. Like, he's got what, 10.5 million health at 3 diamonds now. He's nothing super crazy. He's just back to being okay, he's going to be on the Liberty team. All right. But he's not going to be plug and play in Crucible now. He's not going to be plug and play anywhere else because they took away 40% of his health. And I don't think that is good. I don't think that's good at all. I think that's bad. They need to be more careful with what they're pushing into the game and how it's working, because stuff like this happens and people feel gypped. They feel like they wasted their resources and deserve a refund.
Yeah, so I saw those big Captain Sams, like, holy crap, that's a lot of health. That is a huge tank, but I didn't upgrade him because I was hoarding my gold training mats because we knew about the level cap that was coming. So I waited for Captain Sam, and I was going to upgrade him possibly for Kyln Tower based on, yes, he has that vendor tag. Wasn't sure how hard it was going to be, so I was probably going to upgrade him then, but Kyln Tower was so easy for endgame players that it's like, yeah, I don't need to upgrade him, so I never upgrade him. But C-Row on chat was pretty upset about this. He said there's no reason, nor there was any heads up that they would take away the 40% HP on Sam. He still wasn't even that great with it. I would have only skipped him as I do with War Only Tunes. Instead, I wasted all my silver, diamond pros, and a ton of gold, red gear, T-mats, and T4s on him. Do you think there should be any compensation for this, or no?
There's two schools of thought. I think it's unfortunate because people made an informed decision and then the information was changed. Yeah. But it's also the school of, it's a resource management game. You chose to invest in these characters, just like when they gave the Super Scroll Diamond, the 1 diamond away for essentially for free. People were complaining about that, and it's like, hey, you got your value of Super Scroll at 1 diamond more than I did because you got it 4 months before I did because you used your resources for it. So yes and no. Like, I took him all the way up to, I think he's 2 diamond, level 101, G19, all that kind of stuff. And I don't feel too negative about it. It is what it is, but I can understand why people definitely do feel some type of way about it. And because it's not something that we should expect for the future. And I hope this doesn't set the precedence that they can continually make this mistake and do it again.
Yeah, and going back to the scroll thing, I think the major issue there wasn't that they gave away free stuff, because I think giving away free stuff is cool. I think it's still the conversion rate of the duplicates, getting that elite 4s for that. I think that's what the major issue is. So you spend all those dark promos and then you get elite 4s back instead of some percentage of your dark promos or something.
Yeah.
Something
Even
else
if you get like half back, that'd be great. If they're giving it out for free, whatever it is, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, so that needs to be fixed. That still hasn't been addressed. But I do want to talk about this new costume. Have you seen this new costume?
Oh my God, he looks awesome.
That looks cool,
That's
right?
so cool. Oh, I love the jetpack in the back with the sparks. That looks so cool.
I don't know, but awesome. I don't know what event this is going to be released in, but I'm pushing in this event because I think it looks freaking cool.
Listen, awesome. Our team is always on top of it. We're not going to talk about Omega Red Phoenix Force
or
outside of that.
Or Crystal.
That's fair too. But like Emma, like the new Emma is pristine, like absolutely perfect. Like art team, you are always on top of it. I love you guys. Fix Omega Red's hair though, please and thank you.
I think on the minor of the minority of the community. I kind of like Omega Red. I know
Really?
Everybody else hates him. I kind of like that. He's just crazy looking, but yeah, I'm the minority there.
Every time I see him, I just see Gene Simmons from Kiss and just with the tongue out and stuff. That's all I see every time I see him.
Is that bad though? Is that bad?
I guess not. Yeah, it's true, man. I guess not. Yeah.
All right. Let me know in the comments. Am I the only one that likes it? Everybody else hates it, or are there a few other people that kind of like that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about Hercules, because there's an issue with Hercules where his unique gear. I thought he was going to say about his nipples. We still don't have any nipples for Hercules, but there's an issue with his unique gear. His mace was not using that unique material Promethium, and we got a screenshot of it here. It's something like this. Now, when I upgraded my Hercules, I just took him to level 100, used a slider. I didn't even notice this was going on. Did you notice that there was an issue with the Promethium and the unique and stuff?
No, I think somebody brought it up in the Envoy server. I think it might have been Bendable Straws that said something. He's like, hey, the unique is missing. Because I think a lot of us just went straight to 19 because we needed the spotlight raids and stuff like that. So we just took them up and we didn't notice it. But I actually like this fix of, hey, we're giving you a notice.
Let me read it. Let me read it first. We're gonna hold off on fixing this issue until March 3rd, so that players who weren't able to take advantage of this issue will have time to level up and equip Hercules before we implement this fix. So your thoughts on this? I know you're going to comment, but in case someone didn't know what the thing was, I didn't want to tell what the response was. So what is your response to their response?
I think this is good. I think the only other way they could have done this is just giving everybody that fully completed unique piece and just giving it to everybody's inbox. So if people are at G19, it doesn't affect them. And then if people aren't at G19, they get the free upgrade. I think that's the only thing that they could have done. But then you have the, it costs 500,000 gold to make the item, whatever it is. And then it's the origin gear. So I think this is probably the best fix. And you're giving people a whole month to upgrade him. Like if you were going to take him to G19, you're doing it within the next month. Like I don't think there's anything. Raids, yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people that haven't taken him up by March 3rd, unless they're just not level 100.
I really like this response. You know, there's so many times they do these knee-jerk reactions like, oh, we fixed it. And then it causes so many issues later and they got to do compensation and all that stuff. Just leave it, announce it, and then let everybody do it. I think that this, I really like this. I hope
this is what they should do for when offers are wrong too. You messed up. Guess what? Leave it up. It's the same thing with the Gear 14 and the Gear 15 orb mishap where they were giving millions of orbs. Remember that? They're the like 50,000 orbs. Just leave it up at that point. It's not worth it. You're going to bring it back anyway. Those knee-jerk reactions make you look bad. Just leave it up. Say, hey, we messed up. It's staying up until this date. Enjoy. That's it. This is perfect.
And it makes it more complicated and stuff too.
Exactly.
All right, we got a new thing in the game, these new Lunar Celebration. They say Lunar Celebration has begun with free gifts. Please accept the attached item to kick off the start of the new Lunar New Year. Keep an eye out for Lunar Envelopes during the celebration period. You could use them to purchase special offers found in-game only during the Lunar Celebration period. So I thought this was something that they were giving away, these Lunar Envelopes. I thought this was something they were giving away when you made purchases. They gave away one here. Is this gonna be the next Strike Store, Snowglobe store that gets replaced for the next month? Is this what they're doing for February?
I don't know. This looks like what they're doing is kind of like the turkeys from Thanksgiving like 2 or 3 years ago, where you had to buy offers that were coupled with turkeys, because there's offers in game right now. I thought you were gonna go to the turkey store. I'm like, wait, the turkey store is good. I wish the turkey store was great. Yeah, I hope there's some sort of store with this, because I love event stores. They're great. They're very favorable for the player because they have agency. People get what they need and they're not forced rewards that they may not need, right?
Yeah.
So that's really great. I did see in the offer store there were offers to get like 2 of these envelopes with like 2 mega gold orbs for like 750 cores. So for free to play players, there might be options to get extra envelopes, which is awesome. Let us use our cores if we want to. So that could be pretty cool. I think that's a nice change, because usually events like this are only paid to get the extra ones that aren't free. So that could be a nice change. I think that's more player friendly, especially with all the cores in the economy now because of the arena change. So I don't know. I hope it's in an event store, because I love event stores.
Yeah, what it probably is what you described, but what I'm hoping it is during the milestones and events during the month of February. They give out these envelopes and we could buy whatever we want. That's what I'm hoping it is. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your predictions are, what these lunar envelopes actually will mean as the month progresses towards February. But we have a new event that's going on right now, the Omega Training Event. What are your thoughts on this one, based on some Vortex, based on using some characters in Cosmic Crucible and spending ISO 8 energy? Are you pushing on this one? And the big rewards for this in the ranking awards are some diamonds for the Battle Wolf character in Shadow King.
Yeah, I'm not pushing any harder than normal. I will say that having Kahori maxed out is really nice because I have 3 of them maxed out because I have the 2 reworks and nice. Kahori. So I'll be able to max out the points for having a 7-star absolute A-Force, which is really great. Gene I have at 5.
You can still do that with just
you can max it with just 2.
And Ironheart.
Yeah, that's right. You can max it with 2. That's right. I have a 5-star Gene, so I'm not going any harder. If I get lucky on an orb, I'll get her to 6. Ooh, nice. But I'm just coring ISO 8 energy and normal energy as per usual because it's the level cap increase. So I'm spending my cores every day and I'm not doing really anything different. And I like the XP addition to the milestones as well. I think that is very nice for the level cap increase. That incentivizes wanting to push a little bit harder, and it incentivized me to push a little bit harder in the last event. I pushed to the next milestone because it was like, oh, it's an extra 4,000 XP. I'm spending cores to get that. That's definitely worth it. So I like that. I like those in there.
Now, you said you're spending your normal ISO 8 energy spend. Is that 50 core refreshes, 100 core refreshes?
50s.
Even 50s, okay. And is that something that you're doing before this event, or did you just start adding this for this event?
No, I'm doing it before because of the level cap increase, and I'll do both energies while the level until I'm max level, and then at that point I'll go back to my alternating hoarding. I'm hoarding campaign energy or I'm hoarding ISO energy for an upcoming event that looks favorable to dump the resources on. But yeah, for the level cap increase, I'm trying to get as high as I can, as fast as I can, because going against level 105 at 101 is rough. It's rough.
Now, one thing that I'm really happy about this milestone event that's going on right now. This web milestone, this is our last week of survival training. I hated this web milestone based on spending stupid, useless showcase energy that I normally wouldn't refresh. There's no reason for me to refresh that except for these stupid web milestones. In my opinion, just kind of a waste of cores. What do you think of these survival training, these 4 weeks of January?
Yeah, it forced me to core these, which is unfortunate and the XP rate gained is half compared to normal ISO energy or normal campaign energy as well. So it's not even like, oh, cool, I'm just getting extra XP from this. It's like you're getting a half rate. But I've been doing it to get, obviously, to make sure I get to the meta item and stuff like that. So it is what it is. It's part of the game. I'm not the biggest fan that they're forcing you to do the showcase energy. So I'm hoping this doesn't stay.
I absolutely hate this event. I hope they never do anything like this again. I don't want to be coring showcase energy for like useless teal gear that I don't need. I don't want that. Exactly. I don't want that.
Exactly.
Scope leads fixed things. Let's go back to stores or basing the web event on something. I do like it they've done the same web event in the month-long milestone event. So we know exactly what it is. They were repeating that, but I don't like it. It's based on this. I think it was based on spending turkeys and snow globes and things like that in the snow globe store. I like
the spending of the snow globe. I thought that was great. I thought that was perfect.
What was your reaction to the snow globe? What was your final results of the snow globe store? It's not there anymore. But did you get anything good in there? Did you get your red stars for Shadow King? Did you get any good crimson gear? What were you able to get from that snow globe store?
Yeah, I was actually going to stop at 6 red Shadow King, and then when they ran his event and reran the event, I realized I was able to get to 7. So I ended up pushing a little bit harder in the Snow Globe store to get there because he's pretty useful. And then at that point, I just did a Crimson gear because a lot of Mystic gear I'm low on because there's so many good Mystic characters taking up. Obviously, Night Stalkers was one of the first big reworks. So I was just stocking up on Mystic gear. And then from the orbs that they had too, I was able to get a 2-diamond Kahori, so that was pretty awesome too. Nice. So I liked that. So that's been really, really helpful. But listen, man, event stores are the way to go. Give us the agency because right now I have a max Kahori, and if you're giving me Kahori shards, I'm not happy. Let me choose something else. I'd rather get Ms. Marvel shards or something else. I'd rather have the agency to choose.
That's what the Ultra store is for, Dulom.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, because that conversion rate's great. I love that conversion rate.
All right. Well, All right, but where? Let me do the last question here. Where are you with yours? That is level 105. I'm at 101 right now. I think I got that yesterday or the day before. Where are you, and what are you spending as far as your energies?
Yeah, so I'm doing 50 core refreshes for regular energy and ISO energy.
Okay.
And then
Anything
I
for
think
incursion?
Nothing for incursion. I don't want to blow all my cores because I want to always keep a good reserve in case there's a Cosmic Crucible team coming that I need to core to unlock them early. So I want to make sure I have a little bit of a stockpile there. And then for 102, I'm 101 right now. For 102, I think I'm like 19,000 XP away, I think, but I'll be 10,000 XP closer after this Cosmic Crucible payout. So halfway there, not too bad, but man, I am going to run out of gold so fast. It took me 152 million gold to take all the characters that I wanted to 101. So I'm going to have to start shortening that list quick.
So you could take 10 characters from 100 to 105. Just wait, get the 4-star for Omega Red or 4 red stars for Omega Red.
Yeah.
Or you could take 22 characters to level 104. Or a bunch of characters to 100, I think. I don't know. So I think it's less gold if you take those characters. I mean, I guess it's less gold if you take them to 105 instead of lower levels. All right. Yeah. One other thing I did want to ask you about, because as far as every 50 cores you spend, whether it be for campaign, ISO 8, or incursion, that's going to be the same rate of experience, your commander experience. The showcase is a little different. So is there any reason to spend ISO 8 or campaign over incursion, or is it just what you're getting from that? Because ISO 8 energy, there's nothing I need. I need no blue gear right now. It's an event going on right now, so I'm spending it right now. But after that, I might go back to incursion to potentially get some dark diamond credits or dark promo credits.
Yeah. If you still need dark promo credits, it's absolutely better to core the incursion energy for sure. I'm not in that boat right now. I got Shadow King up, so I'm never going to use dark promotion credits for him. I got the 7 red from Mephisto from the Orb, so I don't need dark promotion credits for him. And then I also got Odin, so I don't need dark promotion credits for him. So the next like 3 dark promotion credit tunes I already have ready to go. So my DBC, a bank is growing pretty quickly. So, but if you need them, absolutely core the incursion energy.
Are you
store.
going back and doing older characters like maybe big time Spider-Man or Nova, or just to use them up, or are you hoarding them for the future?
I did do big time Spider-Man to 7. For lack of not wanting to for so long, I ended up doing it. Old Man Logan's already up, and then the only other one that I really have, I took Nova up as well because he has some niche uses. So I did take Nova up, so he's at 7 as well. And then after that, it's just the Horseman, and I'm not taking the Horseman up. I'm not taking up Archangel. Rogue and Hulk are already at 7, so I'm not taking Archangel up. He's useless. Or Ultron.
I still see Death Seed sometimes in War, and Death Seed is a great card in Death Seed.
I love it. I love
when I see that. I love when I see that. I love when I see Heroes for Hire. I love when I see Death Seed. I love when I see the Infestation team. I love when I see big time back on the Infestation team. Actually, I do have one more question though. For these Hercules orbs, we go down here. And let's say I open this Hercules orb down and I got a 3 diamond Hercules. Is there any use for any of these accolades at that point? Because the only thing I see down here, you could spend them on diamonds for Hercules. So if I already got a diamond from this diamond for Hercules, is there any use of these accolades here?
Not that I know of, unless they end up giving it some other use. But right now, that's the only use for them. So, and it doesn't seem like they're going to add anything because I feel like they would have already if they were going to. So it doesn't seem like it, unfortunately.
So if you pull a 3 diamond from Hercules here, you already won, and this is just overflow.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I thought. I did want to confirm though. Any other final thoughts, Brother Dulam?
I'm just looking forward to the tournament today. I'm super excited for that. I'm really excited to see everybody get into Ultimate 32 next week as well. And I'm really happy to see this positive feedback for Omega Red Phoenix Force. So if you guys are liking the unlock, let people know so that we can relay that to the developers, please.
Yeah, it would be great when everybody could get back in Cosmic Crucible. I hope we don't get shut out of Cosmic Crucible because as content creators, I love streaming Cosmic Crucible. I love doing that with communities. So if you didn't get to do that, then hopefully it's all back next week. And then hopefully season 13 launches without any issues there. Hopefully you guys got some value from this video. And if you did, leave it a like. Make sure you go check out Dulam's channel on all of his videos. Lots of great info on Marvel Strike Force. And if you want to check out what are the best characters farm right now in Marvel Strike Force, check out the video that I did earlier up there. I'll see you guys next time. Are you ready for a big fist bump, brother Dulam?
Always.
All right. Hog fist bump, ValleyFlyin, Dulam out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Good luck in the Cosmic Crucible Tournament.